what is up here? Today I'm basically going over how I caught this trade on USDCAD, and it's a trade you saw basically on the thumbnail. This one right here, this trade right here. Oh shit, sorry. And I want to show you guys how I actually found this and what made me get into this trade. So the first thing I did, if you're a forex trader and you guys trade smart money concepts, I don't really trade trend lines like this or this. I trade market structure, so I trade when the markets look like this, and then my trend line, or my trend you could say, would be the highs and lows of the market that's shaping a trend. And then I have a certain number of highs and lows that I trade off of, like you're seeing here. And what I do is, once I have that certain number, I basically find a low when I'm buying to buy off of the trade, and then when I'm selling, I sell off of the highest point from supply and the lowest point of demand, of fresh demand and supply, not just any supply and demand. So what I do is I'm on the 4-hour chart, and on the 4-hour chart I use my long-term trend. So I noticed that the long-term trend USDCAD was tanking, and what made me get into this actual trade was the fact that not only was it tanking, I had my market structure here, which was those white lines that you can see at the top here. These lines, these highs and lows, were my structure, or the structure that showed me that the market was bearish, right? This showed me that the market was bearish because we had lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high, and not only did we have that, but this aggressive supply broke this previous low, right? And that's what happened. So now I'm gonna basically wait, and I want to show you guys what happened. Wait till it loads. Okay, so market came and it broke this low, right? And I saw that there was a gap right there, which was right over here. This gap, or supply zone, this is the zone where the market's sold off of, because the market came right here, price, and dropped straight down aggressively and took out this low. When that got taken out, that was a break of structure, right? A break of structure is basically or no, sorry, not a break of structure, a COS, a continuation of structure. So the way I trade is, a continuation of structure is when the market, let's say going down, right? And let's say the market's going down and you're at a high, right? And this is the high before it takes that next low and does that same trend, right? Right. So, sorry guys. So it takes that same trend, and when it's taking that same trend, notice what it does. It's always taking out the next low. So we had this low that got taken out. We had this low that got taken out. And it got taken out because price, which was this, came and dropped lower, breaking this low, coming up again. Price sold off from here, dropped, breaking this low. And so that would be a continuation of structure. It's continuing to go down. If the market, instead of continuing to go down, instead just went randomly, just went randomly straight up. So by straight up, I mean just went randomly straight up like this and took out this high and this high. That would mean that there's new demand in the market that was strong enough to take out the highs and make a break of structure. So essentially, a break of structure is a disruption of a trend, and a continuation of structure is a continuation of a trend, right? So with these lows and the price that broke the lows to continue downward. So that's what I did, and I noticed that happened on USDCAD. So the price broke this low, and when price broke that low, it came back up to that supply zone, which I call my gap. And the way I trade, guys, I only trade like 1 to 2 setups. So I typically will trade 2 types of setups. So I trade gaps and order blocks. So this will be called a gap, a supply zone, and then your take profit is the next low here. And that's pretty much all I did. So the 4-hour is always going to be your long-term trend, to know where the market is going. And then I forgot to mention that I went on the smaller time frame when I saw that gap. 15-minute time frame. Right. Smaller time frame is where I enter off of. Target this low here. And price continued to go downward. And I think it's going to continue to go downward again. And when it breaks that white line right here, which is the next low on the higher timeline, then I'm going to actually look for bearish price supply zones to enter off of. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini video. It's not too special. I'm probably oh shit. Sorry, that was random. Played by lo-fi. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And oh, another thing. The only reason I started trading USDCAD was because that I looked on the economic calendar, and the economic calendar told me that CAD was going to be moving. And because of that, I was like, okay, so if CAD's going to be moving and there's high volume news, then I need to be watchful of the market. So I traded it during New York session, and New York session times I usually trade will be 8 a.m. 7 a.m. to 5, or 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. is the session wholly. But I usually in the morning I'll do like 7 to 11:30, and then like 1 to 3 post London session liquidity would still overlap. But it's post London New York liquidity or something like that. But I usually trade that. And yeah, guys, this trade you can see was on my story. It's in the Discord. It's everywhere. I hope you guys found this video helpful. And again, if you guys are a forex trader, when you're trading forex pairs, start on the 4-hour time frame. It will really help you guys find a long-term trend. And I think it will help you guys find more trades, because if you know the trend and you have a good confirmation, a good way to find that trend, then you're going to be able to trade more effectively, because you are basically, when you have a good way of knowing the market's trend, it increases your win rate, because you're good at market structure, you're good at the trend analysis, and then you can implement your strategy from there. Not only that, it also tells you where to enter. So if I know I'm bearish, that's telling me that I need to look for a high, I need to sell high. So yeah, that's pretty much all for this video. I hope you guys found this helpful, and yeah, guys.